We've been together since 2005 when we started dating, and we got married in late 2006. I always felt like we were each other's yin and yang. He was calm, steady, and loyal, and I was a whirlwind, moving constantly, never stopping, never staying in one place. And he just always felt like the calm in my storm. But the problem was as the years went on, those sort of patterns became sort of self-defeating. Even though we were the yin and yang for each other, we didn't know how to meet in the middle. The reason why I reached out to Irina was because I felt like I was carrying the emotional load, like that I was doing all of that work. I remember I watched a video of Irina online, and she said, we're gonna cry, we're gonna laugh, we're gonna cuss, and I knew she wasn't my person. So I reached out, and then in the first 15-20 minute consultation that we did, Irina was able to zero in on what the problem was. And I could tell that she came from a place of a lot of experience and a lot of thoughtfulness and a lot of kindness, and that really mattered. And no judgment, which was also important. In the years since, we have achieved a ton. My husband is more talkative, more forthcoming. Irina has taught us how to do the delicate dance, the extrovert talker and the introvert reticent human. So now I give space for him to talk, and he talks more. I just feel like I know him more than I ever did, and I feel like I knew him pretty well. But instead of trying to guess his emotions, Irina taught him to talk, but taught me to wait. What impressed me most about the work with Irina is just how really good she is at creating a safe space for us, because we would never have been able to do this work without that. That is the most remarkable thing, because I feel like when you invite a third person into your relationship, into those, sort of like cobwebby corners, she's easy to welcome in and invite in, because she is such an accepting, exceptional human who draws us out and creates just that safe space for us to talk about those things and talk about those cobwebs, those things that are really uncomfortable. It's kind of magical, actually. I don't know that a lot of people would have that talent. I'm sure there are, but I'm glad we found her. Last things I wanted to say is, like, why should you consider marriage counseling? Oh my God, for every reason. Like, I think I run around and I tell people all the time that Americans don't do enough therapy. What happened when we did marriage counseling was everything else in our life got better. Like our relationship with our children, the stuff I learned with Irina helped me at work. She creates space for us within these sessions to talk both about our things together, but also about the things that bother us individually. I mean, she just kind of goes with the flow and where things take us, but somehow she shapes that into work that changes us and makes us better. So she takes the mess of our daily lives and organizes it for us in a way that we can process it, think about it, and apply it towards future events. And that is a skill in and of itself, to make beauty out of the chaos. And that's one of the things that Irina does amazingly well. That beauty can be used everywhere else in your life. And I think I hear her in my head when I'm dealing with coworkers and when I'm dealing with my children and the stranger in the grocery store. My husband and I now have like so much trust and comfort in each other. I feel more than ever like we are a unit against the world. And it is he and I as partners in everything. Our marriage is better than it's ever been. It's one of the reasons why you were a good fit for us, Irina, was because you would explain the scientist. Like, you knew you were looking at a physician and a scientist, and you knew you had to speak our language or we wouldn't believe you. And that is the other thing I loved, by the way. When we first talked, you laid out the game plan. You said, we're going to do this for this number of sessions and this for this number of sessions. And then we do practice work for 6 months. So it wasn't this interminably long, like we knew what the game plan was and what the end goal was from the beginning. And I think that was one of the key things that you do, that I have done therapy before and that was never done. Like other talk therapy, you just went in and you talked, but you didn't really know where you were going.